Hey, I'm John Garrett. I've been training in comedy curriculum at the Hoot and Holler School of Hilarity. It's a 5-year program. Why? Because I am a laugh generator. You're looking at a man who's experienced laughter his whole laughing life. In that time, I've listened to funny folks, and I can prove it. I've got ticket stubs to a whole lot of comedy clubs. And those comedians help me focus on writing ridiculous stuff about everyday things. Years ago, I was at a job that surrounded me with Debbie Downers, Bruce Bombers, Killjoys, Buzzkills, then the boss hired nincompoops. And it was miserable. I want to know, have you experienced something similar to that? That's why I'm here. You understand me, and I like you. You and me are great apes. Now, I'll be trained by a comedy trainer who wants you to laugh at me. Laugh with me. Any laugh's good, he said. So to complete this course, I have to judge the 17 forms of laughter. 17 forms of laughing. This is a critical test where I must hear, view, and categorize your laugh performance. How well do you laugh? Oh, I know. Good. My sampling begins with the giggle, the guffaw, hee-haw, then the sound of a snicker, chuckle, chortle, a tee-hee, and a titter. We'll do this at our convenience over the next 5 years. My instructor is here. His name is Hector Schnechter from Zupa, the capital of Lugash. He's a man with a squeaky titter and a malformed mustache. He signed me up for the course while sitting at a booth next to mine with his friend Dolores K. The K stands for Kaputenheimen, and she's from Kaputenhaben, 100 clicks north of Zupa. She's a filthy, funny flirt, saying to me, I use words designed to titillate people for extra income. We were inside the fancy egg restaurant called Over Easy, okay? Where every dish is infused with a concentrated paste of peyote. Hector had come into the room. Hector said, sign here. You know, Hector, best way to describe Hector has a persuasive persona. So I signed the papers. Now, the first time we met, I was kissing, necking, and cracking a smile while listening to cracker jokes. And these cracker jokes were coming from Miss Saltine, our waitress. She was speaking about a Ritz cracker, tortilla chip, and a Triscuit. Walk into a snack bar and meet 2 cans of bean dip and a lonely cucumber. I was listening to this while on a date with Jody Poppins, daughter of Mary Poppins, who on the first date brought along 50 pounds of birdseed. She said, we're feeding the birds. And I said, all right. And we did, the whole date long. Jody's a charming, blutwurst-loving albino phlebotomist I met at a sausage festival called Wurstfest. Hector was there. He hollered loud, I'll train you to be a funnier guy. I turned, said, lower your squawk and squeak and speak soothingly. He said, through my program, you become a certified laugh and giggle specialist. It's a 5-year course. You'll learn to maximize natural hilarity. And I said, sure. Sure, Hector, sure. He said, I'll train you to be a comedian who matters. Even when and where it doesn't seem to matter. He had these jars. He called them my jars of Schneckter's desensitizing cream. But you and I, or anybody really, can apply it metaphorically to the overly sensitive parts of your comical psyche. Huh. Way out there. Now then, his focus today, develop comedy through the use of imagination. I'll tell you right now, all of the laughs are going to be from the nerves, okay? We all got nerves. Nerves in your nervous system, my nervous system, generates laughter. We all get nervous talking about nerve engagement. Laughter is the best solution to nervous nerves. You'll never be, how can you be nervous if you're laughing? We can't do anything but be nervous. Are you breathing? Blame the nervous system. And be nervous in a funny way. No fear, just nerves. And for me, exposing them to amuse and arouse is healthy. Hector knows that. Hector, he knows that. He takes laughter real seriously. So do I. Real serious about comedy. So now Hector's assignment, first task, recall the laughter experienced when you were laughing hardest. Use that to create something super laughable. The health benefits apply, as a physical, calisthenic for the abdominal muscles. So we, you, and me, I always include you in the fun, are on a mission to open the mind's, there's a laugh valve in here. Open the mind's laugh valve. Now this is my brain, it's also your brain, I own it, but anyway, laugh valve. Tickle the funny bone, get into the giggle zone, liberate the giggling giggler, yearning to giggle guilt-free is what he was telling me. A future assignment is to find people who giggle acceptably. I'll ask your teacher or your boss to giggle. Using a scale of 1 to 10, I'll rate their giggling ability. If they achieve a 7, all right? 6, 7, we're going up. 7 or above, I'll award both you and them a gift certificate to Chili's restaurant. I feel that my comical imagination is a gadget I'm using today, focusing my thoughts. Yes, right up here in the front, that frontal lobe, focusing my thoughts for this exercise on the really funny. So my first thoughts this morning, I'm a running back who can't be tackled. Isn't that funny? The defense is pissed. The coaches, the players are freaking out. Their fans scream obscenities as I dance in the end zone, taunting them. My end zone, they love me. Taunting them, having scored, 6 points. Let's call them a smelly and parasitic team called the Nematodes. A second thought of mine, locating the Dunkin' Donuts above the Arctic Circle. I love donuts. I love Dunkin' Donuts. Then I'm given a debit card with infinite cash. Although the funds must be obtained from a tribe of head shrinkers in New Guinea. And lastly, for 8 seconds I've determined I can ride an aggressive bull on the moon. Now relax with your imagination. Accept the flow of pictures, places, and people that cause you no worries and comical excitement. Okay? And if you lose control of your bladder, wear a diaper. Today's exercise of imagination calls for the creation of visitors from another planet who live for 6 weeks in your home. Think about that. Good, because I have. Now think of a name for a planet. Okay, for me, I named my planet Heth. I created Heth this morning when I was out of breath from yodeling. And it's home to some fragrant Hethians who generate the smell of roses, especially intense when they're reproductively excited. Heth is located nearby in the Andromeda Galaxy. They've learned to travel 10 to the 19th power faster than the speed of light. So my imagination, right here, you got one too. So my imagination just created two camera-shy Hethians named Goose and Muta. So right now I'm going to pretend they're over here and I'm going to say, hello, Goose and Muta. Excellent that you guys are advanced. So advanced compared to us. Us, earth-dwelling apes. Great apes, of course. Of course, how great of a great ape for some people. We gotta look into that. They communicate, this is very convenient, they communicate telepathically. So, look at cardboard cutouts now. Cardboard cutouts, they tell me they love everybody. Their eyes can see through clothing. They like our body design and laugh at our lack of emotional control. The people of Heth are athletic, play all our sports at a professional level, and specialize in trampoline gymnastics. Goose and Muta are asking me, right now, can we train on a trampoline at a trampoline park? With their dwarf sister, Yoo-hoo, who's just my size. Now, of course, we got to stay tuned for all their new tricks and kicks and all that, but on planet Heth, people are playful and pink. They're the color of cotton candy. When they're excited, they turn beet red. 4 arms, with 2 lower arms in easy reach of the genitalia. 2 massive legs with ape-like reproductive organs, and they're prominently displayed. Goose is 9 feet tall and weighs 800 pounds. The ladies of Heth average 8 feet tall and weigh 700 pounds, as does Muta. Muta. Pretty pink Muta. Muta, well, she's blushing. She's blushing red. She's displaying her affection for Goose. They mate every 3 hours. In fact, this morning inside the grocery store, they copulated. They had to, on top of eggplants. So they have no compliance yet with our, let's say, rules of decorum. Oh, they're asking for a bottle of whiskey. Goose? Muta? I only have tequila. Yes. Good. Go get it. And of course, I want them to get on with nonverbal communication. Now, Earth ladies, I'm in need of material for the dresses I'm sewing. Goose and Muta asked to wear dresses. Now, Goose likes the unrestricted access that a dress provides. Hethian skin, you need to know, naturally insulates without the need for clothing. They don't know nakedness. Muta looks great, nude. Goose has a large and fascinating reproductive appendage. Now the eyes. Sparkling green eyes. And a skull larger than our human skull. It's more rounded and symmetrical. It contains a loving, never violent. Imagine that. People who are loving, never violent, huge people could rip us apart. This pretty green-eyed lady over here is asking for high-heeled shoes also. Custom-designed high-heeled shoes in men's 38 placed upon pink feet with 7 toes per foot. 7 toes per foot. Fascinating, Hethians. Fascinating. Now, what's truly fascinating about these hefty pink folks is their lifespan. They have a lifespan of 3,000 years. And they never fight. They're incapable of violence. They adore public displays of affection. So no wars, no conflicts, just a planet full of cheerful, oversized pink apes living harmoniously together, watching Star Trek, believing humans wear clothing so we contain our smelly smells. Our smelly smells. It keeps poop off the furniture. Their biggest arguments are over who gets to salt food the most. They're here on Earth for salt. Platinum, palladium, and gold are to be traded for sodium chloride. I mean, envision a birthday party on Heth. Refined salt is the best gift. Solid gold trinkets are handed out like they're made of tinfoil. So, how do we measure imagination? How do we measure imagination? Can you picture yourself measuring imagination? 800-pound pink giants engaged in synchronized trampoline jumping. Tomorrow, Goose and Muta return to Heth, sending us Tuba and Hoopa, two Hethian dwarves, visiting their friend Yuhu. They're all 6'5" and weigh 350 pounds. That's as small as they get. I'll continue to write about the Hethians. I will. I'll continue to write about the Hethians. You know, I created them, and my creation needs descriptive words to continue their journey. There are extreme details of great pleasure and joy to be shared future forward. Now, as I wrap this up, I challenge you to let your imagination run wild. Picture the impossible. Create the absurd. And don't ever hesitate to embrace the fantastical. You know, the universe is a vast, vast place filled with possibilities. Let your imagination prosper. It is the key to creative problem solving. Come back and join me next time. I'm going to have to speak. I'll be speaking to you about a couple of coaches, football coaches with bad breath, nasty attitudes. They spit tobacco juice on players, and referees, and cheerleaders. They bet on the team during official play with leisure-suited drunken bookie. They smelled. Yeah, they smelled as though they bathed in refried vomit together. However, they did have a sense of humor. So, of course, that sense of humor was just explicitly awful. Next time, more comical exploration. Also, I'm hoping to use some natural intelligence to clarify the behavior of artificial intelligence. I'm going to lay down the rules for future generations to live comfortably and safely among robots. Okay, now. Peace be with you. Bye-bye for now.